Hi there, my name's Kusal Gunawardena, sports physiotherapist. I've been a sports physio for more than 20 years now. And in today's class, which is the release and recover for the upper limb or the upper part of the body, we'll be using different types of balls. Now these are trigger balls, there's a tennis ball, anything that you have at home, even a foam roller. Now this is a therapeutic roller, which is pretty hollow but quite firm. If you have a foam roller, that's still going to work nicely. The classes will help with different types of ailments that you might suffer from, especially when you're working from home, studying from home. Hope you enjoy the class. So there are specific tests that we do as sports physios to see if you're tight in the neck or tight in the arms or tight in the shoulders. And when you are doing this release and recover class, you can see if there has been an improvement. The first test is simply crossing your arms, turning your head left and turning your head right, and just noticing how far you can look and what you notice when you look to either side. The second test is looking up, back across your left shoulder, looking up, back across your right shoulder. So if you are getting a lot of tension in the muscles in the neck, you'll find those movements to be quite stiff and tight. The other movements are for the shoulders, which is, you can see me kneeling in this position, rotating across like this. And what I'm trying to see is how far I can then rotate my shoulders out. So if the shoulders are tight and the back, the big muscles through the back or the spine is tight, then you won't get as much rotation. And after doing the class, if you can see changes in those movements, then you're on track. And it means that these muscle release classes or the release and recover classes will definitely help you, and I'd recommend you continue that ongoing. So the first part of this class is to use a TheraBall, and we're going to use a TheraBall like this. Now if you don't have a TheraBall, I am more than happy for you to use a tennis ball, and the first muscle that we're going to target is at the base of the neck, and this muscle is really helpful to reduce muscle tension at the base of the neck and prevent headaches. We have found a lot of people studying on the computer, you know, bad posture. So this is the very beginning of releasing those areas. And to do that, you place the ball, place it at the bottom of the skull here, and you lie down on it. So as you lie down on it, you might have to change position or change your head position slightly. It can be a bit tricky. You can see how I'm trying to maneuver the ball into the right spot. And once you find that spot, I simply need you to release and continue to rest your head down and rest your head down onto the ball. So just like that. And each of these releases are about 2 minutes. So you do 2 minutes. And as you do it, you're breathing in and out, you're not holding your breath. That gives a really good release. Look at the time. And the other way to get a very good release is to simply close your eyes, and then you've removed your sense of vision and your other senses, the ball, where you're feeling the ball, that sense of touch on the skin is heightened. And you can feel these areas releasing more. I am more than happy for you to maneuver your head around slightly, because as you release these areas within a matter of 2 minutes, they will loosen off. And as they loosen off, You can change the position of the ball to get into some of the tighter areas or the muscles that are still tight. Another 45 seconds. Ten more seconds, and then we're going to swap sides. 3, 2, 1, and then just release carefully, because I don't want you releasing very quickly. The quicker you release, it can become a little bit uncomfortable, so release very slowly, and then we swap sides. So, just for the camera, I'll come around to this side, placing it at the base of the skull, hold the ball down, just position yourself a little bit. You might have to play around with the position, you might have to tilt your neck and your head, and once you get that position, just relax the rest of your body. Can be a little bit fiddly, this one. So don't be too concerned if you haven't got the right spot, but you will know what the right spot is because it is a little bit tender. So for me, if I have my head in this position here, it's a little bit tender, I've hit the right spot. I'm relaxing the rest of my body. We're going to do this for a period of 2 minutes, so that's 15 seconds gone. And just let the head relax on the ball. I've closed my eyes. I've closed my eyes and just breathing through. This spot here is excellent to help minimize headaches. As sports physios, we see people who have headaches that originate at the back of the neck, they go to the side of the head. At its worst, they go to behind the eyeball. People sometimes get blurry vision, and by releasing this muscle, or this group of muscles just underneath the base of the skull, can really help you. Just breathing in and out comfortably. Now, if you don't have a trigger ball at home, you can use 3 golf balls in a stocking. That's quite easy to use as well, especially in these small tricky areas. You can definitely use a tennis ball if it is very tender in there for you. Another 15 seconds. So what I'm noticing is my right side is a lot tighter than my left, and you will also notice differences between the sides. Very good. And then to release the ball, just take the ball out slowly and sit yourself up again. The next exercise, the next exercise is we're going to use the foam roller, and the foam roller is for your upper back now. So to foam roll the upper back, we start just at the mid back and roll down and up, roll down and up. You can see my arms are pretty relaxed, just moving up and down. And as you're doing this, breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out. We're going to do this for another 2 minutes. And if it is uncomfortable to be up here or your head's not supported, I don't mind your arms there supporting your head. Now this is really good to get those muscles from that mid-back up around the shoulder blade area. Being in seated positions, these muscles are always stretched and there's a certain level of fatigue in them, and this helps loosen that up. And you can make it a little bit more interesting by adding arms to it as well. So you can move your arms up and down. Because it allows for the shoulder blades to work, which means that you're releasing the muscles through movement. Once again, breathing in and out. I know I'm breathing in and out because I can keep talking. That's a simple trick you can do at home as well. You can talk to a friend, partner, colleague at home, or your dog or cat. How long is that? Another 45 seconds. And just stretching back. If this is uncomfortable or it's painful, just release your glutes onto the mat and you can simply stretch back like that. This is still good enough if you find you can't do this movement. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. And next thing I want you to do once you've released these areas are to just loosen everything up a little bit. So loosen shoulders, neck. After doing muscle releases, we just need to move those areas. So that's really going to help. The next area that I want to target is a muscle called infraspinatus. Infraspinatus is at the back of the shoulder blade, and it's a big muscle that helps control the shoulder blade backwards and forwards. And we have found that when this muscle tightens up, it can cause headaches as well, and also shoulder problems. So to find this muscle, you're going to simply reach back underneath the armpit towards the back, and it's where your longest fingers, so where your middle finger is, that's where the ball goes. So to get that position, you're simply going to be lying on your side, place the ball down, lying on your side, and just move it around till you find the tender spot. So for me, that tender spot is around here. And once I've found it, I want to try and relax everything else. So here I've got my hand where I can rest my chin. The ball is right on the trigger point of the muscle. And if you're on a trigger point of a muscle, the muscle will be tender. It'll be a little bit uncomfortable. The discomfort I want you to push to is about 7 to 8 out of 10, which means that it's just tolerable. Anything more, so if I try and push down more, I'm just contracting everything else, and that's no good. I just need everything else relaxed, just like this. and releasing like that. My head's relaxed here. The ball is doing a lot of the work. The ball's doing all of the work on my infraspinatus muscle. We're going to hold this for another minute. So do each of the muscle releases for 2 minutes. We find that when you do it for that period, there's a true release in the muscle. Some people get a release after 1 minute, but for 2 minutes you're sure of some change. So it goes from there to that, and it stays there too. And then close your eyes, relax into it. The discomfort should be once again around the 7 to 8 mark. And if it starts easing off, then you can just maneuver a little bit more. There we go, found the spot again. Just breathing in and out. Ten more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then coming off slowly, just like that, and then the other side. And to get the other side, once again, you're reaching back underneath your armpit, and it's where your middle finger is. That's where the ball will go, like so. And you lay down on it, like that. And you might have to tilt your body a little bit more to get more pressure. So here you can see I'm lying more on my side with my shoulders pointing not complete to the side, but a little bit to the roof as well. I've got a really good spot there, and I found the spot because I know it's uncomfortable. It's about that 7 to 8 out of 10 discomfort. Now with this release or with this tension, I can feel the discomfort spreading, or the release going right up to the neck. So you will find that the pain can refer up or down. As long as it's tolerable, I don't mind. So I found the spot. I've been speaking for about 30 seconds, so another minute and a half. You can see how I'm propping myself up to rest my head. I want to make sure the rest of my body is relaxed as much as possible. And breathing in and out. Closing my eyes, and with my eyes closed I can really notice the tension of the pressure of the ball on the muscle, and that's what I'm focusing in on. As you can see, I'm rocking slightly onto the ball as well. I don't mind you doing that because you're still maintaining that 7 to 8 out of 10 discomfort, which is a lot of pressure, and you're working into that muscle. So these are tiny little techniques and tips that you can utilize for every muscle group in the body. Another 20 seconds. 5 more. And getting up slowly. You just want to release slowly and get up. The quicker you release, we have found people to become quite uncomfortable, or the muscle goes into a little bit of spasm. It's almost like too much of a shock to the muscle, so ease off very slowly. The next muscle that I want to show you is the opposite of the infraspinatus. It's the subscapularis. Now the subscapularis is one of the largest rotator cuff muscles. The best way to find it is you grab the ball, you simply put it in your armpit. So with this, you can use a golf ball, you can use a trigger ball. It has to be somewhat small enough to fit into the armpit. So how do you find that? That's the armpit, ball goes in there, and you're simply bringing your arm down by your side, and you grab the other side of the elbow and pull it close to you, like so. As you do this, you'll feel the tension through the shoulder, you'll feel the tension of the ball in the armpit. What I don't want to see is this happening, where you're bringing the arm down and your shoulders are falling forward. So I don't want to see this happening, and I don't want to see this happening where we're just tightening up through here. Everything is nice and upright. So if I'm on my side, everything is nice and upright there. I'm not slouching. And also the palm of my hand is not passing the midline of the body. We'll do this. So each of these exercises for 2 minutes. This you can do it in this position where I'm kneeling, but you can do this in standing. You can do it in a seated position. Key here is that you continue to breathe as you do it, breathing in and out. Because the common tendency is when we're releasing a muscle is we'll hold our breath going, whoop, trying to get more release. It doesn't work. And it's counterproductive too. And in 5 seconds, we're going to swap sides. So now to take the ball out, simply slowly release it out of the armpit, and then just move your arms, give it a bit of a shake, because this rotator cuff muscle, the subscapularis, so to do the other side, grab the ball, push it in like so, shoulders are level, I'm bringing this elbow closer to me, I'm not slouching forward, I'm nice and upright. So the key thing here is this muscle is one of the biggest rotator cuff muscles. It sits underneath the shoulder blade, and when this muscle tightens up, it's one of the major causes of shoulder pain. It's also one of the major causes of headaches. So releasing this can have a twofold effect on your shoulder. It'll help release the shoulder, and that will help allow movement, or it has found to help movement in the neck as well. And when you get more mobility in the neck and more mobility in the shoulder, there's a lesser chance of having pain. So how long have I been talking for? That's just probably 1 minute. So one more minute, making sure. The other thing I would highly recommend is doing these releases in front of a mirror, because when you're looking at yourself in the mirror, you can see whether you're slouching, whether your posture's good, whether you're cheating, and you can get a very good release. Another 30 seconds. What I noticed is my right shoulder was a lot tighter than this one. Right now, this one, the tension that I started off with has diminished within that time period, whereas the one on the right took a lot longer to release. So I've been spending a lot more time on computer work and doing things with my right shoulder. And now to take the ball out, take it out slowly, and then just release the muscles, just like that. The next muscle that I want to release is underneath. So this goes into between the shoulder blades. So if you were to take your hand and place it up like this, that's where the ball goes. Now, I don't want it going in the middle of the spine. It's off to the side. So this is the side. That's where the ball goes. Place the muscle, place the ball next to the spine, and it might feel a bit tricky. So I'm just maneuvering the ball into the tighter spot, so that's quite tight for me. Tight spot. And I'm trying to place a little bit more weight from my body when I'm relaxing onto the ball. So the pain and discomfort should be around the 7 mark. So you can see I'm just trying to find when I'm pushing past that 7 to 8, I can't keep up the conversation, I can't talk properly. So that's where it is. The other hand is holding my head, maintaining. And then closing eyes and holding that pressure. And breathing in and out. So these muscles are classified as the paraspinals. Now paraspinals go all the way from the neck down to the lower back, but I'm targeting a certain area which is next to the shoulder blade. One more minute. And you may notice that I'm slowly rocking onto the ball, which is fine because initially those muscles have released underneath the ball and they've now released that tension, so I can rock into it a little bit more and just ever so slightly change the position. Ten more seconds and then we're going to swap sides. 3, 2, 1. Just coming off the ball and just move the arms and rotate the spine. That's going to be really good to open up those muscles that we've released, and then we do the other side. So how do we find it? Hand behind back like so. That's where the ball goes. And placing the ball in that position like so. It's a bit of a tricky spot. I need to get up a bit higher. There we go. And with this one, I've just got to roll a little bit more just onto my side, just like that, and then relax as much as possible. Now these releases are really good to do while watching TV. You can be on your side. If you're on the sofa, it has to be a firm surface, by the way, so perhaps on the ground, carpeted floor, and you can do it towards the end of the day. Because during the course of the day, all these muscles have built up a lot of tension, especially in the upper spine, head and neck. The head weighs about 4 to 6 kilos. When we're studying, working, head comes forward. The thoracic spine comes forward, which is the classical look of us slouching. And the muscles through the back, they all are under tension due to that downward and forward posture. So there's a certain level of fatigue that has kicked in, and these releases help deactivate that. So doing it towards the end of the day perhaps would be really good for you. We have had people doing it first thing in the morning because it's like a kickstart to the system. So while you're watching TV or while you're relaxing, doing these trigger ball releases can become very effective. As you know, this is the upper body releases. In our other class, I'll be showing you the lower body releases. And when you combine both of them, very effective for you. Another 20 seconds on this side. Once again, you can see me rolling onto it, rolling onto the ball. My head's being held up, just to prevent this from happening. And I'm getting a really good release through the ball and through that mid-back. And then releasing the ball, or releasing the back off the ball and coming up slowly. So once you get up now, just make sure you just relax everything, just like that. Thank you for joining the class today. I hope you got some benefit out of it. I've enjoyed bringing this content and bringing this class to you. If you do have any questions, by all means, please contact me or my team through our website, which is www.eliteacademy.com, and Elite Academy, Academy with a K. So if you have any questions, we're here to help, and you can contact me or my team of physios through the website. Thank you and take care. See you next time.